Because ANC NEC member Dr. Naledi Pandor is today visiting Bo Kaap in Cape Town. She's there to meet with residents over Palestinian solidarity murals that have been painted around the area. The city of Cape Town has, of course, been involved in removing some of these murals, saying proper processes to obtain permission to put them up to begin with was not followed. Nasiphi Same is part of our team tracking the story, and she joins us now live. And Nasiphi, it comes as no surprise, of course, that Naledi Pandor will be supporting these artists or communities that are putting up these murals. The question is, what is she hoping to achieve by visiting these areas today?
Well, fortunately for myself, Ayanda, and for our viewers, we do have the ANC spokesperson with us to tackle that particular question. But the ANC, or rather it being voter registration weekend, we have seen a number of NEC members, including ANC members, that have been deployed throughout the country in various communities. And Minister of International Relations is one of those ANC members that has been deployed to the Western Cape, visiting the community of Bo Kaap, and as you put it, a number of issues on the table when it comes to this particular community that they've been faced with in the recent weeks or recent months alone. But to talk to us about the objective of this visit to Bo Kaap during this voter registration weekend, I'm joined by Mohammed Sayed here, the spokesperson of the ANC in the province. Thank you so much for your time. But just quickly for us, the objective of having the minister visit Bo Kaap during voter registration weekend.
So as you know, this is voter registration weekend. The objective is, number one, the minister in her capacity as an ANC activist and leader is here to encourage our people, our community in Bo Kaap, number one, to register to vote, to check up on their voter registration status. But also, the minister was here when the mural was painted. It's also just to give the people of Bo Kaap feedback as to the latest developments, the ICJ outcomes, but also to thank them, very importantly, to thank the people of Bo Kaap, because Bo Kaap has stood very firmly in solidarity with the Palestinian people. The murals have been up. There was resistance from the city of Cape Town initially. People with Bo Kaap, people of Bo Kaap stood firm, and also to pledge her support to them for their own struggle, the struggle against gentrification, which relates to the struggle for land in Palestine.
And what is the sentiments that the minister that you have received just this morning alone, engaging with the community of Bo Kaap during this voter registration weekend? I mean, taking into account that, you know, in some communities, people are a bit apprehensive whether or not they're going to register.
No, thank you very much. In fact, even before coming to Bo Kaap, so that we started at the St. George's Cathedral, where the minister spoke. She spoke about the role that South Africa is playing in the international space with regards to the Palestinian struggle, but also the fact that the Palestinian struggle is a struggle for all of humanity. Over there, she was very, very well received. In fact, she was even blessed by the leadership of the church, the congregants, very, very positive feeling. And towards the ANC, here in Bo Kaap as well. Regardless of some of the apprehension that you may find in various communities, we have picked up in the Western Cape and in areas such as Bo Kaap in particular, that there's a positive feeling towards the African National Congress and towards Minister Pandor in particular, because of the firm, brave stance she has taken to take Israeli apartheid head on. And people in Bo Kaap are able to link that struggle to their struggle here that they're facing under the DA-led government. So people want change in the Western Cape. Hence, there's not that sense of apprehension here that you may speak about and that you may find maybe in various other communities or in some other communities. Here in Bo Kaap, but even starting from the cathedral, very, very positive vibe.
What do you have to say to the other communities that are apprehensive, or we get a sense of voter apathy? Is there any sort of accountability from the ANC's side? I mean, you are talking about people wanting change, but the ANC was in power in the Western Cape and lost that power.
Most certainly. The African National Congress, let me also add, we governed through a coalition initially in 2004. There were many aspects of delivery when the ANC governed. We built a Western Cape that was declared a home for all. In fact, that was the ethos and message of government. All citizens regardless of class, regardless of religion or their political views or color, were made to feel part and parcel, not only at the level of tolerance, but at the level of access to the economy, at the level of living conditions, at the level of crime, tackling crime. We had the Bambanani program in place where communities were part and parcel of determining how crime must be taken on. They were part of the solutions, whether it's healthcare, education, access to the economy, the recognition of people's cultural heritage. We're in Bo Kaap today. So the ANC built all of that. Unfortunately, the DA have been in power now since 2009 till now, and they have taken us back. The Provincial Powers Bill also is another example, reversing all of the positive gains. So we are saying we will start off where we left off in 2009 as the ANC, but also our manifesto review is underway. We're going to be launching our manifesto soon. And there's really, really positive initiatives that are going to be revealed in that particular manifesto launch and will be implemented in the Western Cape. We are saying, very fundamentally though, that the Western Cape has become a tale of two cities. Ours as the ANC is to transform that, because people do not want a tale of two cities here in this province. So we are positive and we are confident that people want change. And we've not been governing. That point needs to be made very clear. We've taken up issues as an opposition, and I think people can see the robust manner in which we've held government accountable in this province is a sign of what they can anticipate when we do govern the province.
But you're governing nationally. But Mohammed, to those residents, I mean, they still have a few hours to go before the doors close of the IEC. At this present moment, the IEC just last week indicating that only 3.2 million in the Western Cape have registered to vote. How do you encourage somebody sitting at home undecided whether or not they should head to the IEC centres?
Look, firstly, let me say, yes, we do govern nationally, and we are the first to admit to the shortcomings and mistakes that we have made nationally. But there's also been lots of positive change in the lives of people and in the direction to which the country is moving. But we would like to encourage each and every resident out there that hasn't registered to vote, regardless of who you're going to support, make your voice known. The change is in your hands. Even if you are not going to vote for the ANC, there are various political parties. Analyze the value offering of these political parties. There's even an opportunity now where individuals are going to be standing. So the choice is wider. There's no use complaining outside and we do not vote. Because if we vote and public representatives and political parties mess up with our lives, you've got the opportunity to hold them accountable and to say, listen, this comes to an end now. This is what you need to do. So, but voting is the key to that. Thank you.
At 2 o'clock, the minister is moving to Khayelitsha. Later on, we'll be addressing the Gatesville Mosque. Talk us about the program in Khayelitsha that she'll have. Who will she be engaging there?
So in Khayelitsha, as you may know, Khayelitsha has a very special place in the heart of the minister. The minister in her previous years, when she was a member of parliament, her constituency office was in Khayelitsha. She was very much aware of the service delivery issues, of the fact that housing delivery under the provincial government has not gone the way it should go compared to when we govern. So she is going to be engaging with residents, going to people's homes, speaking to them. Then the Gatesville Mosque will follow after that. The Gatesville Mosque will be a similar program to what she did at the St. George's Cathedral, giving a feedback to the community, to the congregants about the ICJ outcomes.
We will have to leave it there. ANC spokesperson in the Western Cape, Khalid, is talking about the minister's program in Bo Kaap, and later on in the day, her program, or the second leg of her program, visiting the community of Khayelitsha. This obviously forms part of the voter registration weekend, activating people to go out and register. We heard from Khalid now indicating that whether or not you'll be voting for the ANC or still undecided which political party you want to lead for the next 5 years, he does encourage people to register to vote and ensure that their particulars at the IEC are correct in order for them, when they do decide otherwise, that they are able to exercise that democratic right.
All right, Nasiphi Same live to us there from Bo Kaap in the Western Cape. Certainly an important story that. Thanks very much indeed.